Welcome back for another deep dive into today's news.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover today.
You've been keeping up with the markets and AI and global shifts, so we've compiled those key updates to help you
Connect all those dots.
Exactly. So today we're focusing on major market moves with Walmart and Alibaba, plus the latest in AI with Nvidia and OpenAI.
Yep.
And, of course, we'll touch on some political and economic developments.
Yeah, we've got to.
With President Trump and the DOGE initiative.
It's going to be a busy one.
Definitely. So let's jump right in, starting with the markets. The Dow dropped a significant 500 points, and the S&P 500 retreated from its record high.
Oh, wow.
Walmart's cautious profit forecast for the year seems to be the trigger. They cited growing online competition and potential economic headwinds.
Yeah, Walmart's warning definitely rattled investors. It highlights the pressure traditional retailers are facing,
Right.
adapting to this rapidly growing e-commerce landscape.
Right.
And while Walmart is trying to counter this with initiatives like attracting higher income shoppers,
Yeah.
the market's reaction really shows the magnitude of the challenge they're facing.
It's almost a perfect foil to Alibaba's success.
Right.
Their shares surged 8% after a better-than-expected earnings report driven by their cloud computing and e-commerce segments.
It's amazing.
And big investors like David Tepper and Michael Burry, who bet on Alibaba,
Yeah.
they're seeing their confidence pay off.
Alibaba's performance really underscores that global shift towards online shopping
Right.
and that increasing importance of cloud services.
For sure.
It's fascinating to see how companies like Alibaba are not only riding this wave, but actively shaping it through innovation and strategic investments.
It really is, and this contrast between Walmart and Alibaba is a great example of how today's news often reveals these larger
Economic trends
Exactly. And speaking of trends, the AI landscape is
heating up.
definitely all eyes are on Nvidia as they gear up for their earnings announcement next week. They're expected to deliver strong results fueled by the
Insatiable demand.
for their AI-focused chips.
Right. These chips are the engine powering much of the AI boom we're experiencing.
Exactly.
However, there's a potential snag, a shortage of Blackwell chips. A
Oh,
critical component for some of Nvidia's products.
because even with skyrocketing demand, supply chain issues could still impact.
Their growth.
Yeah. And for those unfamiliar, Blackwell chips are this new generation of processors specifically designed for AI workloads,
Right.
making them essential for NVIDIA's high-end products.
Exactly.
So this potential shortage could have ripple effects throughout the entire AI industry.
Absolutely. And while we're on the topic of AI, let's talk about OpenAI. They're continuing their chatbot domination, reaching an impressive 400 million weekly active users.
Wow.
That's a massive jump from 300 million just 2 months ago.
That's incredible growth, especially considering new competitors like DeepSeek, a Chinese startup, are emerging with their own.
Advanced AI models.
Right.
OpenAI's success highlights the growing accessibility and adoption of these AI chatbots. And this fierce competition is ultimately driving rapid innovation, which benefits users like you who are interacting with these increasingly sophisticated tools.
It's a fast-paced race for high stakes.
For sure.
And speaking of high stakes, let's shift gears to politics and economics. President Trump has announced his intention to audit Fort Knox's gold reserves.
Interesting.
This follows recent speculation and calls for transparency regarding the actual amount of gold held there.
This audit really taps into those long-standing concerns about government accountability
Right.
and the role of gold as a safe haven asset.
Uh-huh.
It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds
Yeah.
and what impact it has on public perception, especially amidst these ongoing economic uncertainties.
President Trump is certainly known for shaking things up, and in another surprising move, he's championing the DOGE initiative, a collaboration with Elon Musk, aimed at streamlining government operations for cost savings.
Right.
There's even discussion of a potential $5,000 DOGE dividend being distributed to taxpayers
Wow.
using these savings.
The DOGE initiative has generated a lot of buzz, but it also faces hurdles.
Right.
Inflation concerns the cost of other proposed relief programs and potential political ramifications. These are all factors that could impact its feasibility.
Adding to the intrigue, President Trump has hinted at allocating 20% of DOGE savings directly to Americans.
Oh.
But there's confusion surrounding Elon Musk's role,
Okay.
with Trump seemingly contradicting earlier White House statements.
This lack of clarity raises some important questions about transparency and decision-making within the administration.
Yeah,
It also highlights the complexities and potential challenges of implementing these ambitious policy changes, especially those with significant financial implications.
definitely.
And while the DOGE initiative unfolds the administration's aggressive tariff policies, they continue to impact various industries.
Yeah, cruise line stocks took a hit after Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick.
Oh, really?
He signaled a potential tax crackdown on the sector, and Airbus, the European aerospace giant, is considering prioritizing deliveries to non-U.S. customers
Uh-huh.
if Trump's tariffs impede trade.
These developments illustrate the ripple effects of these protectionist policies.
Right.
While intended to protect domestic industries, tariffs can lead to unintended consequences,
For sure.
including, higher prices for consumers
Yeah,
and disruptions to global trade.
exactly.
The situation with Airbus highlights the potential for retaliatory actions from other countries, further complicating the trade landscape.
It's a delicate balancing act
Definitely.
with global implication. And for those wondering if gold might be a good hedge against this economic uncertainty,
Yeah.
there's a timely Market Watch article
Okay.
that explores whether it's a sound investment strategy for retirement,
Uh-huh.
particularly amidst concerns about financial system instability.
This article reflects the growing anxiety surrounding economic uncertainties
Right.
and the desire for stability in retirement planning.
It's a crucial question for individuals to consider
Absolutely.
as they navigate the complex world of investing and prepare for the future.
For sure.
It seems like every corner of the economy is being affected by these global shifts. So let's zoom in on some specific companies making headlines. We talked about AI hiring earlier.
Yeah.
And one company in that space, Mercor,
Uh-huh.
they've reached a valuation of $2 billion
Wow.
after a period of strong growth.
Mercor's technology focuses on vetting candidates and making better predictions
Right.
about their suitability for specific roles.
It really is.
This success shows the increasing interest in using AI to streamline and improve the hiring process,
Yeah.
which could benefit both employers and job seekers.
It's an area with huge potential, but also ethical considerations.
Right.
If AI is making decisions about who gets hired,
Yeah.
we need to ensure these systems are fair and unbiased.
Absolutely. Transparency and accountability are crucial.
Right.
As AI plays a larger role in these hiring decisions,
Uh-huh.
you need to ensure that these systems don't perpetuate existing biases.
Right.
Instead, promote fairness and equal opportunities.
Speaking of opportunities, pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly,
Okay.
they're aiming to use their recent success in obesity treatments to tackle other big challenges.
Good for them.
They're planning to invest heavily in research for Alzheimer's, ALS, chronic pain,
Wow.
and even gene therapy.
This is a fascinating development that highlights the potential of leveraging breakthroughs in one area
Right.
to address these other challenging medical conditions.
Exactly.
It speaks to the interconnectedness of scientific progress and how innovation in one field can spark breakthroughs in others.
It's like a domino effect of scientific advancement. And speaking of domino effects,
Uh-huh.
the ongoing trade tensions are impacting companies like Hasbro, the
Yeah.
toy and gaming giant.
Right.
They're shifting their manufacturing away from China to offset the impact of President Trump's tariffs.
Hasbro's move is a clear indication of the challenges businesses face in navigating the current global trade environment.
For sure.
Companies are having to make tough decisions to mitigate the impact of these tariffs,
Yeah.
often involving restructuring their supply chains and potentially increasing costs.
It's a reminder that trade wars have real-world consequences for businesses and workers.
Absolutely.
And on that note, approximately 10,000 federal government workers have been laid off
Oh, wow.
by the Trump administration.
One young worker who was laid off?
Yeah.
She shared her experience of learning about it through an email over the weekend,
Oh, no.
describing the process as chaotic and frustrating.
That's awful.
This highlights the human cost of these policy decisions
Right.
and the importance of considering the impact on people's lives.
Behind those economic headlines are real people whose lives are directly affected.
Yeah,
It's crucial to remember that.
definitely.
Let's wrap up with a few quick hits from the business world. Carvana, the online used car retailer.
Okay.
They're expecting another strong year after exceeding fourth quarter expectations.
Carvana's continued success highlights the growing popularity of online car buying. And their ability to provide a seamless online experience even in this challenging used car market.
On the flip side, Forever 21, once a dominant force in fast fashion,
Right.
is struggling to find a buyer
Oh, wow.
and is in talk with liquidators.
They've been unable to keep up with the rapidly changing landscape of online retail.
It's a tough market.
Forever 21's struggles highlight the intense competition in the fast fashion industry,
Right.
particularly from these online giants.
Uh-huh.
It's a reminder that even established brands can face difficulties adapting to these new market dynamics.
And finally, in a surprising twist, the San Francisco 49ers,
Okay.
they're exploring a 10% minority stake sale,
Wow.
potentially valuing the NFL team at $9 billion.
This move reflects the increasing value of professional sports franchises
Mm-hmm.
and the growing interest from investors seeking to diversify their portfolios.
For sure.
It could be a sign of things to come as more teams seek to capitalize on these soaring valuations, It seems like everyone is trying to adapt and capitalize on these market shifts. But before we wrap up our deep dive into today's news,
Yeah.
let's look beyond U.S. borders for some international developments.
Okay.
Russia seems to be experiencing a shift in its relationship with the U.S. despite years of tension and economic hardships stemming from the ongoing war.
Interesting.
Moscow is hinting at a potential revival in relations,
Really?
which could have significant geopolitical implications. It's a reminder that even the most entrenched conflicts can evolve,
Right.
and diplomacy can play a role.
Speaking of evolving political landscapes,
Yeah.
Germany might be welcoming a new chancellor soon.
Oh.
Friedrich Merz, a seasoned lawyer and business leader,
Uh-huh.
is the frontrunner to become Germany's next chancellor as part of a CDU-led government.
Okay.
His potential leadership could signal a shift in Germany's economic and political priorities.
Interesting. So while we're watching the DOGE initiative unfold here in the U.S.,
Right.
Germany might be undergoing its own political transformation.
And in the energy sector, the UK is taking steps to enhance its energy security.
Okay.
They're collaborating with France to expand electricity interconnection between the two countries.
That's smart.
This move aims to bolster the UK's energy grid and reduce reliance on other sources, particularly given the volatility of global energy markets.
It makes sense.
It's a strategic move towards greater energy independence. Now, before we sign off, let's step back and consider the bigger picture. We've covered a lot of individual news stories.
Yeah, we have.
But what overarching trends are shaping our world right now?
If we connect these seemingly disparate stories, we see a few key themes emerging: the rapid advancement of AI and its impact on various industries, the ongoing economic and political uncertainties,
Yeah.
and the importance of adaptability in a constantly changing world.
It's about recognizing those underlying currents and positioning yourself to navigate them effectively. So as you continue to follow the news and engage with the world around, you consider how these trends might shape your own life and decisions.
Don't just consume the news passively.
Okay.
Use it to inform your understanding of the world and guide your own path.
That's what we aim for with this deep dive. We empower you with knowledge and insights, but it's up to you to apply them in your own life. So keep exploring, keep questioning.
And keep diving deeper.
Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.
And remember, the world is full of fascinating stories waiting to be discovered. The more you learn, the more you realize how much more there is to learn.